I had to spend 20 grand to get a dealership contract with Bob's. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the most famous YouTuber in the world that no one has ever heard of. Okay, welcome back everybody. We are going to start in on this monstrosity. Okay, we're going to remove this connecting rod. We're going to start with one. Customer wants new rings. These are new rings, but I don't know what brand they are. So we're going to find out. Take the nut off. Take this off. Let's check this out. This is detached on one side. This looks like it's just pressed in. That's crazy. It is. It's just pressed in. I bet you if I squeeze this, it would just come right out. It shouldn't fall out. But the last one did. That other engine sure did. Okay, we've got shims on here that we want to keep in exactly the same location. Find a place to put this down. Shims are going to stay on. We're going to leave them right on there. Okay, need something stronger than my fingers. And we don't want to hurt the bearing. So we'll hit one hammer with another hammer. Swing it over. Put the cap back on. I'm going to do this engine one at a time so we don't get mixed up. And we're going to pop this bad boy out. Alright, we've got our piston out. I think this safety wire up here is okay. Supposed to be okay. This pin is stiff, but that's good. We're going to wash this whole thing too because a little bit of dust got in here. See the dust? We're going to clean this up. We're also going to take a look at these rings and compare them to the other rings. I'm not sure. It's got the little, I guess it's crinkly looking thing behind. We'll take it off and find out. But there's number one. These rings have 5 minutes of runtime on them. But we'll change them out. I guess we should stand this up and fit our rings. I'll clean that up off camera. How dirty that was. Let's keep going. Yeah, still dirty. Can't have a dirty engine. Alright, we got our new rings. I might need to take a nap. That's the third time I've hit that knee today, and I just tripped on a brick. Let's try this again. This says 40 over, but on the box it says 375 plus 125. 125 and 186. Made in July 30th, 2022. Made in the USA. Ringleader, Hastings. So there's no debate about what ring we put in it this time. Because I'm pretty sure last time we put Grants, and it did not end well. Let's see what we got. Top ring, second ring, third ring. Let's go with the third first. What do these look like? One piece. Okay, I will get to the point where we take them off pistons, but we do need to size these for the hole. To do that, we just push it in, flatten it out. Usually you take a piston and push it in, but I'm going to eyeball. The depth that this is in, and we're very, very, very close. Now what I'm not going to eyeball is that gap. So we need to measure that gap, and I'm going to measure it and then I'm going to go check my stats inside because I can't remember off the top of my head. Here's 19 thousandths. Will it go to 20? 20 fits. Not looking good. 25. Oh, that's too tight. 24 thousandths. 24 thousandths. I think we're supposed to have 15. Let me go check, and I've got it written down in a book someplace. I have the O-rings off. This is what came off it. This has got the spring thing in there, and this has got a worse gap than that one. This one is not long enough. So we need 15 thousandths clearance. I don't have it. This is the Hastings ring. It came out of the Hastings package. All good, right? So we know this is Hastings. This came off the piston. I don't know what brand that is. If you know what brand this is, drop it in the comments. I can't use it on this application anyway, but I mean, if we had a 30 over, I could probably file it to the right size to fit that. It's a shame to throw it away. So this has got the little spring on the inside. Then, and I came up with this, which was marked 40 over aluminum eggy pistons, oil rings. Great. This one has the spring in it. Now, I'm giving you some homework here, but I need to know who made these rings, just like I need to know who made the ones I took off. Are these Grants or these Hastings? Because there's a spring in the middle of this one. Let's see if we can get this to go in. We can measure the gap on this one. Oh my good gosh. $40 over. Oh, moly, is that tight. Now, are these Hastings? Put it in the comments. I need to know. I'm actually probably going to put this on hold. And the gap is hard to measure. Find a super thin one so I can just want to confirm that these is actually going into the springs, messing it up. Oops. Yeah, spring does come out. I guess the spring does come out. Come on. Well, it'll be easy to measure now. That is way better. Now, without the spring in it, they look the same as the Hastings. I mean, the gap in the middle, that little air gap there is smaller on this one. We think it would control oil better. And with that spring in there, man, it was hard to push that in. So who makes these? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop now because Okay, so here's the mess we've got going on. We've got new rings, label from Hastings. We've got these, which, if you look in there, you see a coil spring. And I've got the ones that came out of this engine, the ones that burn so much oil. I see what looks like the same exact thing. Now, I posted this on the internet in a couple different forums, and of course I got, you know, the multitude of answers that you expect, but the general thought here is these are Grant rings, so those are garbage. Not going to use them because these are Grant rings, and I remember specifically when I put these in, they were Grant rings. And I put these on the shelf about the same time period. And I'm thinking, I don't really remember, but I'm thinking by guess. So this is just a guess. I'm guessing that I had some failures and I opted not to use these back then. Then we have this set of oil rings. If I can get them separated here. Which do, gee, good Lord. Okay. Which go like that. Now I haven't got a response back yet on these. I don't know. I know they're Hastings because they're still in the box. I did order a ring filer, so we'll have that in a couple of days. I'm going to park these Grant rings someplace where they can't hurt anybody else. I'm going to label them this time. And if anyone is wondering why I'm being so anal on this whole ring thing, let me remind you. This is what the Grant rings did. I know I had them gapped right back then, but smoke from the minute it started and got worse and worse and worse over the last 15 years, so I don't want to repeat that, especially with this customer. So this is the one that came out. This is the offending piston. Yeah, there's definitely a coil spring in that, and it's that's not what I want. I should take one of these off just to see how badly they opened up. Let's take this top one off, because I mean they're junk, right? Why not have a little fun? If I can get it off without breaking it. Yeah. Let's take a look at this one. It's got plenty of oil in it. Surprise, surprise. I can see, I don't know if it's coming on camera or not, but I can see the line down the middle, and it looks like it was half in the piston, half out. It says top. Let's see what we have for gap. And I get that one guy again. You don't know what you're doing. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I also know that I took 10 years off from doing it, and I want to make sure I'm still doing it right. So, I don't know if you can see it there, but we have, there's my biggest 32. Let's take the next biggest. Okay, so we got 30 and we got 32. So there's 62. Okay. 70 to 80 probably. I wrote Hastings to see what they say. You know, they made them, they ought to know. Waiting to hear back from them. Here's the ring I just took off the old piston from the other motor. There's 79 thousandths. And that goes in there. So we're about 80 thousandths gap on that ring that caused all the oil problems. I put a couple of posts out in the forums. We can get all the armchair experts involved in that. And rather than haphazardly slapping this engine together for a very good customer, I'm going to do it right, and I'm going to do my due diligence. And if you got a problem with that, then don't care. So I guess these are going to go out the window. If anybody wants them, let me know. We got this set, which is still questionable. Let's see what the gap is on that. I don't know. Are these better? Put it over here so you can see. These are supposed to be 60 over. Like I said, I bought a ring filer. Yeah, they're overlapped. There's no gap there. Actually, I've got two sets of them. I've got 160 over and 180 over. Must have been part of that. I had to buy into Bob's. I had to spend 20 grand to get a dealership contract with Bob's back in the day. And that was probably one of the things that I just said, you know, I'll use it eventually.
Except I didn't.
I don't know. This one piece design has me a little apprehensive. So in the interest of doing the right thing, even though I don't know what I'm doing, the crowbar guy says I don't know what I'm doing. Because you can't take these apart with a crowbar. Well, there's my crowbar. I'm going to put these pistons in with the crowbar. I'm going to call it a day at that point because I want to give everybody I wrote a chance to reply. And then, depending on what they say, we'll either be filing down some 80 over rings. Filing down some 80 over weird 3-piece rings. Or we will be throwing in the 40s that just came in the mail. So if I offset these, I'm inclined to think that this might be better because all this corrugated whatever, all that does is keep these two rings apart. And if I put one ring in, can't do it because these are too big, but if I put one ring in with the gap over here and I put one ring in with the gap over here, that kind of makes a perfect seal. So I'm wondering if I should use these. My ring grinder comes in 2 days. I'm taking tomorrow off for the family. I should still have a video though because I've been out here filming, so I should be able to have a video for tomorrow. And this will probably come out Wednesday, so I'll probably have my answer already on Wednesday when I'm filming Thursdays. I don't know, it's a vicious cycle. So we're going to go with that. Call it a day. I'm going to put this piston back in the storage. And then I'm going to go in and start editing yesterday's footage. Alright. See you in the next one.